I want to break this down. Born again, what does that really mean? It comes from, in its Greek roots, it comes from a word that means to generate. To generate what? To generate life. Here's what's important. In order for us to even begin to see, to perceive, to look into the kingdom of God, the kingdom representing the presence of God, in order for us to even begin to recognize that God is present, we must be born again. This is not a loose term to simply identify that I go to church. This is not a term to be confused with trying to separate sinners from saints. This is a term that actually, Jesus introducing this term to us, that establishes what is necessary in order to even recognize that God is present. We have to be regenerated, or born again, generated. We have to be spawned. We have to be given birth. We have to allow life to be generated. God is not the token official representation of great miracles and great providence. If we had to give God one specific chief responsibility, He is the giver of life. We don't have life without Him, and we can't even recognize Him until we have life. Interesting. To be born again, Jesus says to Nicodemus, we can't engage in any further conversation. You can't even perceive or understand, see into that God is present until you are first born again. Generated, rebirth, renewed, giving new life. Jesus says that's what you need most. So let's break this down a little bit more. Watch this. In being born again, Nicodemus responds, okay, I'm a little confused. I'm already here. How can a man go back into his mother's womb to be born a second time? The evidence right now points to the fact that Nicodemus does not recognize how to see God in his life. He is totally missing life. That's where many of us are right now. We are missing life that is right in front of us, available to us, but we're missing it. We can't see it. You cannot perceive that God is present because we're locked inside of our current status. So Nicodemus says to Jesus, I don't understand how this is possible. I cannot go back into my mother's womb. A lot of us get stuck on trying to repair and trying to restore the life that we know right now. We're trying to fix it up, to improve it, to make it a little bit better than it was yesterday. And Jesus is saying all along, you are missing the kingdom of God. You're missing the presence of God. While you and I find ourselves struggling with trying to fix and repair the life of our first birth, our original birth, or our natural birth, Jesus is saying you need to be born again. Not again as in a second time. Not even again as if to say, well, let's go repeat what we did the first time. This term, to be generated, means to change your original birth nature. Don't go back to the original source, but we need to have a new source that gives us life.